Hey, it's DNA. Um, this video is about dealing with and being raised by depressed parents, parents that are depressed, or guardians, or brother, sister, whatever, family members. The first thing that you have to do is understand that to be depressed means that your energy, your mood is. I'm sorry, I'm looking around and I'm very new to this. Your energy and your mood is literally pressed down lower into your body, so everything is really, nothing's functioning correctly. And there's many symptoms for depression, such as it's not all about being sad. Anything can come from being depressed. It can be acting out sexually, or not being able to act sexually, um, being self-destructive, such as using drugs and alcohols, tobacco products, things like that. Um, Being abusive, which is a big one, and all of this ties into that. Now, my mother was depressed for a very long time. She still is right now, and the effects that had on me, it gave me very low self-esteem and very low confidence, and it a lot of other things were the product of that, but just not being able to relate to other people, making friends, thinking that that was normal behavior, that someone was always mad or sad or bipolar reacting, and just being nasty and mean. That's never good. My girlfriend was physically abused by her mother up until the day she died, last January. This last January, yeah, 2014. So, and she has low self-esteem too, also, but she's a little different. Um, the first thing you have to realize is it's not your fault at all. You know, there are solutions to this. I mean, if you're an adult, first thing you have to realize is that you're your own person, and they only take you so far as programming. And what being an adult means is you have to be your own parent. You have to you have to do things your own way. You have to deprogram yourself from all of the BS. Basically, you have to learn how to separate yourself from what was taught to you. You have to know how to block certain things out. You have to be able to not, you have to program yourself not to fall into that trap of being depressed. Being around people that are depressed is never good, whether they're sad or enraged or overly sexually active, whatever that means. So, the first thing that I would like to address is that if you're depressed, and I mean, if you were raised by a depressed parent, then chances are a good chance that they were abusive. My mom was abusive emotionally. She neglected me, which made me develop codependency, and it made me very socially awkward. It made me fucking depressed too, obviously. It made me more susceptible to other types of abuse. Um, and you really have to speak to the child in you, because in order to change who you are, the best way to change certain things and characteristics, I mean, they say that you are who you are from 7 up. 1 through 7, whatever experiences you have, that's who you are, basically, which is true for the most part. But there's things that you can do, and it's called timelining. I believe this is in a production manual called the October Man sequence. I'm sorry, this backyard has hella bugs, Georgia. Um, so basically, what that is you you have to put yourself in a hypnotic state or meditative state or a trance or whatever, what have you, and you have to basically tell yourself that you have to speak to the child in you. You have to be in that place. Visualize yourself getting your feet wet at the pool or walking through the forest or riding your bike, or even take yourself back to that place if you can locate that where the abuse was heavily, if you can relive those days. And you have to basically tell yourself that you weren't a bad child. Like, you were a victim of abuse. I mean, of course, you want to keep the affirmations positive because it's not gonna work. You have to put emotion into it. Some people call it intent. You have to build intent, emotions, affirmations, and just visualize. What did you smell? What did you see? What were you wearing? What were you watching? What was in the background? Who was there? You have to go back to that place and time in your mind, and you have to affirm to the child in you that you didn't do anything wrong, and that abuse is not something that you represent, and that you being raised by a depressed parent was never a good thing, but it's something that you can learn from. If my mom wasn't depressed and abusive and whatever, I would have been a little better off. But I appreciate my personality. I really do, for the most part. There's some things that need to be tweaked around and changed and whatever, all of that. But I wouldn't have anything too different because, they say the harder the struggle and the more you have to fight and all that. But I'm not really a quoting type of person. But sorry, I'm kind of ADD. But yeah, so another thing I would like to address really quick, I think I only have about 4 more minutes. Mental illnesses. Mental illnesses are something that is genetic, and not only it's not really the mental illness that's genetic, not at all. What is genetic is how you react, how your genes react, what you have in your genetic code that makes you immune to certain mental illnesses. For example, like, there are people who are psychopaths. There are people who are sociopaths. That's not a mental illness. That's a mood disorder. That's a personality disorder. But your genetics are there you have genes to protect you from certain mental illnesses. That's why doctors or scientists, whoever the fuck, they say it's not good to mix genes, because when you mix races, that ability to protect your mind from being affected by whatever situation that would have affected another race is broken down. Just like anything, just like you have the genetics if you're black not to get fucking, I can't even think right now. That's a whole different side. I shouldn't even went into that. But yeah, man, it's DNA. And I don't even got a closer or nothing. Just peace, shit.